everyone. Welcome to a very special edition. Man, I just got back from Julian's house. We had a good old time. It was good
It
eats.
was,
Yeah, man. Good
it was a good
food.
time, man. Good time, and I tell you what, I tell you what, I think a surprise of a fight tonight,
I was
man.
surprised too, dude. Okay, I was surprised. All right, now, okay, I picked Spence, but Julian, you picked Crawford. Uh, but you were surprised
Yeah,
at
I mean,
this.
I was just surprised pretty much at what the hell was going on in the fight. I mean, after the first round, it just seemed like Spence just lost it after that knockdown. After that quick knockdown, I mean, I just feel after that he just couldn't apply the pressure that he wanted to.
All right, now you're right. Okay, and I don't want to go there so damn early, but I'm gonna go there. What's up, A Rod, man? If you want to cook, come on over. And if your mic is good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, but okay, check this out. So, uh, here's my thing, bro. Like, okay, I don't want to go there so early, but we discussed this even before the fight. Spence looked a little funky, bro. He looked like he was stoned or he looked
Yeah,
tired.
all week.
Bro,
That's an all week gig.
he looked
Like, but
flat to me.
today it just looked like it wasn't right. I mean, you and me talked about it too. Like it didn't look right. It wasn't right. Like even when he was inside the damn locker room, it didn't look right.
Oh
You
yeah,
know. But I mean,
and
but Terrence just had that game face on, bro. Like once he walked in that building and he had brought those fishnets on, it was over.
the fishnets. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Bud Crawford looks calm, cool, and collected, man. He just looked like he was ready to do what he was there to do. Uh, he looked how I expected him to look. Now, one
Yeah.
thing that I thought was great that I like hearing post fight interviews, right? And the one thing that he said that caught my ear, and I said this in my pre fight breakdown. I said that I said that Bud Crawford wasn't going to be able to kind of just do all that like peppering, kind of like do the peppering jab. That's not going to work. And he even said that like we practiced on a stiffer jab because we knew that wasn't going to work with Spence. So they had a
Yeah.
game plan specifically geared for Spence. JC, what's happening, man? What did you think of that fight, dude?
JC, yeah, for real, man. Let's get everybody's intake on this fight, man.
Straight ass
Jeez
whipping.
Louise.
Yeah, dude, it
Yeah.
was. It was like an ass whipping, dude. Like after the first round, like you said, we got that. It was kind of a flash knockdown. Even Crawford said that, right? But dude, after
Hmm.
that, dude, and I feel like Crawford just did what he wanted to do at will. I will give credit to Spence. Like I felt like the guy had heart, but he looked flat after like the third round. Like
Just
he was trying, but there
like I
was no.
said, just after that knockdown, bro, it just wasn't comfortable. Like
He
it
had
just,
no
I mean,
snap. You
yeah, no
know.
snap. I mean, that just filled the angles, man. Like just the angles that freaking Bud was going, like was just the pace he was going, man. Was just he wasn't gonna be stopped, man. And I think we saw that after that second knockdown. After the second knockdown happened.
Right.
Too. I mean, we just seen that. It's just like, whoa, hey,
What up, Drew?
what's up, Drew?
Like I said before, and I'll say it again, I said this was a one-sided beatdown, gonna happen, and it happened. I like it when my predictions come true.
Oh man, talking all that mess. That's
I was
good.
almost, I almost had the round right though. I had 10. I said 10. There you
I
go.
had
I
an
almost had
11.
it.
What's up?
Yeah.
Hey, JC says he also had late stoppage. Lil Penny's in the house. Lil Penny, if you want to come join us, man, give us your opinion. Please feel free to come on in. Okay, Drew. Okay, here's what I want to know, Drew. I got some feedback on who that is. I don't know. Nopal Buxianos is in the house. Man,
Oh
the
man.
crew is here. What's up, Nopal?
Hey, what up, bros?
What'd you
Man, I
think of
know
that
you're
fight?
happy. I know you're happy.
No, I'm not happy. I just always knew that Spence wasn't that good. Uh,
This is the
I just
truth.
always had I always thought that for some reason he was going to get exposed in this fight, and I don't want to take credit away from Terrence Crawford though, because it still was a risk. You know what I mean? Because you don't know till you try. So, um, I think that he did very well. He conserved his energy hella good. You didn't see him doing nothing big. He just stood in there. He chose to kind of fight southpaw. His jab is fucking strong as fuck because, of course, that's his strong hand,
Facts.
the right hand.
Facts.
And I mean, it was an easy fight for him. I don't think Spence won one single round. And like
we said one first round. I'll just give him that. That's about it.
okay, yeah, I did. I don't know
That's
if you
about
said
it.
in the group text. I said the first round's kind of like a tie. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah,
give
no,
it
yeah,
to whoever you want.
I told you. Said
I am going to say this. I gave Bud the first round because I had it as a string round, but the thing is, it was a little bit filling out round. But at the end of the round, Crawford showed counted them a couple of times, and they were the more effective punches. So if we're doing scoring rounds, we should score on effective punching. That's Bud in that round.
Okay, so Drew, what's up, Lil Penny? How you doing, man?
Good man. Hey man, I watched the fight at the bar, and when Bud first knocked down Errol Spence, I thought to myself, this guy's weight drained. He's weak. Because say he fought him 3-4 years ago, he wouldn't have been knocked down on it. I thought it was weak as
Yeah.
I don't know how he got knocked out on it. Maybe he was out of balance. I don't know, but I thought it was weak. Like he's
Is
taking.
Little Penny giving him an
Little-
excuse?
No, you
Did
know
you
what?
see his
Let's
face
talk
when
about
he
it.
walked
Exactly.
in, Lil
Let's
Penny?
talk about it. Might as well talk about it. Yeah, you know what? I think
Whoa.
Spence looked a little funky before he came in the ring. We all said it. There was multiple people in our group
But
chat.
then again, he always looks fucked up, doesn't he?
Not that fucked up. He looks kind of
He
gone in
always
the face.
When he
Yeah.
talks, bro, when interviews and all that, there's always something wrong with him, bro. Seriously. So it's hard to say. This time he looked like he was high off marijuana or something, bro. That's the look that I saw in his face.
You got to look at it like this. If you look at it, Crawford took away Errol Spence's best weapon from him. He completely annihilated him and took away his best weapon and was able to flat out beat him easily. And I think people need to acknowledge that. PBC took another L tonight. Because
It's hard to acknowledge that though, bro, because
took an L.
Errol Spence was giving me Burchelt vibes.
Yeah.
Of this fight, bro. And I had my camera ready
same
because I know he was getting knocked the fuck out for real.
That's a good point. Because Errol Spence's best weapon is a jab. Whenever they jab together, right? So sometimes Errol would sometimes Bud would land first because he's got a 74-inch. Spence got 72. But whenever he would land, he would push Spence's head back. Whereas when Spence would jab Bud, he didn't do anything. He took it. Also, I didn't like the fact that in the fourth, fifth round, the doctor came in the ring. Like it reminded me of Ortiz versus Wilder.
Exactly. What was
that's
that?
What we talked about. That's exactly.
Well, hey, his face was red as fuck by the second round already. If you guys seen that, he was already bruised up by the second round.
Well, he already had the cut on his eye.
Yeah, he looked messed up already, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not trying to give the guy an excuse, but when have we seen Bud Crawford execute against any opponent like that? Like, it's not like he goes in and just beats people down like that.
Yeah, I was telling everybody that even Dave Bundy won 3 rounds on Bud.
Right.
At the end of the day, you have to give it up to his corner. You have to give it up to his corner, too, for him listening to that.
I'm going to tell you this now, Chicano. Errol Spence always had a predictable style of boxing. He had to set up his attack.
Bro, he looked clumsy as fuck, bro, during this fight. He looked.
And the thing about it is, what made Errol Spence so special was his power to be able to overpower these smaller guys. But when Terence Crawford came in, when Terence Crawford was able to take away that weapon and be the superior fighter that he is and everything, it was all curtains because Errol Spence did not have his setup tool.
I mean, just be honest, bro. I mean, when he beat the other guys he didn't beat them by that much. I don't think he beat Danny Garcia by that much. I don't think he beat who's the other guy?
He didn't beat Sean Porter by that much.
I know he barely beat him. He was winning by like 8 side advantage.
Here's the thing: if he didn't knock Sean Porter down, that fight would have been a draw.
Today, Errol Spence was turned into a C-class fighter.
Dude,
bro, I don't even think he makes it to the Hall of Fame anymore, bro.
I can't
That's what it looked like.
A C-class fighter.
I don't even think he makes it to the Hall of Fame anymore, to be honest.
I don't know.
He does.
That was embarrassing.
No, he does. He does.
He was exposed
what
to
makes
greatness.
But what this makes,
Even their
because
knowledge.
this fight was more dominating than the Inoue Fulton, I think Bud is number
Yeah.
one. Number
yeah.
two is Inoue. Number
Yeah.
three, maybe Usyk, maybe?
No, number 3 is Inoue. Number 2 is Usyk, because the way
Who's number
Usyk
one?
beat a lot of these
Oh.
guys that he's beaten, and he's beaten all these guys in their home country or in their home turf. Inoue's 2 best wins is against Fulton and an old Nonito Donaire Trice. I'm not taking nothing away from him. I said, but here's the thing. I said it like this: if Errol Spence was to win this fight, I wouldn't put Errol Spence as number 1. I'd probably put him as maybe number 4, because
It just depends how you spin it, huh?
Because I look at it like this: I had to go fight, I had to argue with someone over that shit, because I told him Errol Spence did not do as much as these other guys done already.
Let's just say that pound for pound shit's interchangeable. It depends how you look at it. They're
anybody-
all three of those
anybody.
guys are amazing fighters, and you can put them in any order you want. It's like,
Hey
why
guys,
fight over who's better? They're never gonna fight each other. So
But you know
hey
what?
guys,
you know,
is it just me or did Kavalauskas do better than Spence did against Bud?
But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with
Dude,
you.
no, that's
The
a good
pound for
question.
pound-
That's a good question.
Jeff-
That's what I'm
Jeff
saying,
Horn,
bro.
Jeff Horn had a better outing than Spence.
He should be at 154, not 147. He's
But
weight
here's the
trained.
thing. Here's the thing.
damn, I don't even think he gets that Canelo fight anymore, huh?
The pound for
No
pound
way.
list exposes the dick
Nope.
riders.
Bud.
That's what I think.
Nope.
Hey,
The
Bud
pound for-
carried him. To be honest, bro,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
he
Bud Crawford could have knocked him
Yeah.
out whenever he wanted.
Oh,
he was just
took
taking
the-
He was
slow.
playing with him.
He took
Is
the
it
8th
like
round
the
off.
man? It was
He
just
took the
playing.
8th round
Here's
off
the
and
thing.
still
Yeah,
won
he
that
did.
one.
Yeah, I
Here's the
agree.
thing: the pound for pound list is to expose the dick riders of the fan base.
God
That's
damn.
what is the pound for pound list. is
Yeah.
They
made
should
for, to
they
expose
should call it the
dick
dick
riders.
riding exposition list, huh?
Hey, B-Ball should be in the
Yeah.
top 5 too. Hey,
Yeah,
Drew, is
for real.
B-Ball in your top 5? Pound for pound?
Beaver is number. I think I would have him as number 6. No,
You got
actually,
him
number
above
5.
Canelo?
Here's the thing: I have to
You?
have him above Canelo because he beat Canelo Alvarez.
Of course.
Really? Okay, so if motherfucking Deontay Wild, I mean, if
God
somebody, never mind.
Here's
I
the
don't know
thing:
what to say.
Here's the
Oh,
thing.
shut up now.
I may have to move Beaver to number 4 or number 5 now, and have.
Hey, if
Canelo
it beats
at number 5.
Artur Beterbiev, he might be number 2 or number 3.
No,
If-
here's
you
the
don't
thing.
think so?
But
Yeah,
Turbo's
man.
Yeah, that's true. He could be. But see,
Turbo's
the thing
can
is,
be-
don't you gotta beat other guys outside of your weight class to be on the pound for pound list or move
Not
up?
I
the
think so
necessarily.
too.
You
I
know?
agree with you.
not
I agree with
necessarily
you on
because
that.
you look at it. Spence
Not
did
just
have
beat
good
a smaller
resume.
guy, bro. You're supposed to knock out the smaller guy.
Spence did have a good resume, and if
All
you
right.
He
look
does.
at
He
it,
does.
if you
He
look
does.
at
I mean,
Bertova,
I
like
never thought that
Benavidez's
resume was that good.
if
I
you
mean, it's
look
good,
at
but it's not crazy.
I
the
thought
best
he was
fighter-
protected, bro. Like,
the best fighter Benavidez fought was Alexander Grovestick, and then Joe Smith was the second best fighter after that he fought.
yeah.
Okay, so JC has a question for the panel. He says, so Loma loses close fights and he's a hype job. Spence gets destroyed. Does that make Spence a hype job?
It
No.
does. I don't think
Yeah.
Loma's a
Spence
hype
not a
job.
job.
Loma did what he had to
proven,
do. Yeah, no, Loma knows.
I
Loma
think
did what he
Spence
did.
got-
Spence had
got
3
robbed.
belts, man. You don't get
Logan-
it. You're
Logan
not a
got
hype job if
robbed.
you got 3 belts.
Yeah.
He's a bronze medalist too in
Here's
Olympics.
the thing.
Yeah, and he
Loma
fights
is a
bigger
free-
guys,
is the
right?
Fastest fighter in history to
You gotta
to
give
win
people
3
credit for
belts
that,
in
man.
3 weight divisions.
He could be fighting at a lower weight class, but he chooses to fight these guys that are moving their way up from 135 to like welterweight. So they're
Yeah.
already bigger than him. They're cruising by the division, and this dude's like beating most of them. I thought he beat Haney, to be honest.
I did too. Barely
Yeah.
by a round.
I
but
thought
he won.
I thought he clearly beat Haney. I thought Haney didn't win no more than 4 rounds in that fight.
Wow, we are getting off track here.
No,
Let's stop.
By the way, guys, what happened to Eminem? Like he did an
Yeah,
intro.
no.
I-
just
yeah,
walked
yeah.
him in.
It was
He
a
didn't
fake
sing.
scene. It was all fake.
Yeah, he didn't even
What
fake
the heck?
sing. He just like walked. He just that was weird. He just walked out.
Okay,
What the hell?
look, check this out.
He's washed
This is
up.
my question,
Eminem
bro.
washed up.
Then
This
he
is my
passed Bud
question.
Crawford
Check
like
this
nothing.
out. Why
I'm
did
out.
Spence has 3 belts? Why did what's his name get to walk in last? Was it because of Eminem or what?
No, the
The
coin toss.
compromise.
The coin toss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
that's what
right.
the coin toss was for yesterday. The coin
Oh,
toss
that
to
was
see who's
kinda
going to
cool,
come
man.
out second.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
So no Paul wanted to rather see a fat come out with a fat man with no shirt on.
With no shirt.
Yeah, that was bizarre. Big old
With a
belly.
fat thing,
Is that in now? Like, what the hell was that? What was he thinking?
Oh,
What are you guys saying?
Spence came out with that fat ass rapper with this big old belly.
Oh, that
man.
song was pretty good though, wasn't
I
it?
thought it was
Yeah,
Biggie.
that
I thought it was
was
Biggie.
That's what I told Chicano. I think it was getting down.
Hey, that song was hitting pretty hard though.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, it was. That's what I told Chicano. I said, that
I was
song's
like,
nice.
damn, that's a good song right there.
But
Yeah,
you know
that
what?
was nice.
You know what? I looked at it. I was like, he's walking into his execution.
God
Hey
damn.
guys,
Bro,
so
bro,
Here's your last supper.
come on, Drew. Like, I
I
know
was
it's
so
gonna be
confident.
one-sided.
No, it's true. It's the truth.
I'm like, yo, Chicano, did you watch the shoe shine Tuesday night? You saw me. You heard me say this was gonna be one-sided.
Man, my boy doing the victory lap right now. huh?
Total victory lap. Dude, you got the
Come
Fulton
on,
fight
Drew.
wrong. Calm
We
down,
know-
Drew.
you
You got
know
the
we
Fulton
frown
fight
on
way
that.
wrong. Come on now.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Drew's about
You
to
know
run
what?
to Tucson over here.
But I
I
just gotta
mean-
say something. I just gotta say something. These L-sexuals in the morning, man, they're gonna be making excuses, being sad as hell, go around a campfire singing, "It's so hard to say goodbye."
Well, they're
When
saying
you're
I've listened
Spence.
I listened to a little bit. They're already saying that. Okay, first off, like Spence looked a little flat. Like they didn't expect Crawford to have a stronger jab than Spence.
Yeah.
That's all bullshit. That's all
And they're also
bullshit.
the
I ain't
PPC cult's also
understand.
trying to adopt Crawford now. They shouldn't have had a problem with him in the first place.
Right?
You know?
It's just
He's got a 3-fight contract.
predictable,
that's
right?
Yo, I should have a picture and have my gun lean out my pants.
Hey, it's an easy transition
God,
for them to just go from, being aerosexuals to Terrence Crawford lovers, right?
Yep.
Hey, is it
That's
just
what
me
happens
or
when you cross the street.
there was no national anthem? Was that
No,
Oh,
anthem.
Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? I called that too. I even said that. I said, bro, so they're just gonna skip the national anthem or what?
How do you
And
feel
boom,
about
they
that,
skipped it.
Little Penny?
No, there should be a national anthem. It makes the
Yeah.
especially when
yeah.
they're still in the dressing room and
Yeah.
the guys are like I remember when Manny was was hitting the pads and they would have the Philippine national anthem, man, like the juices go through you, man, because or even when Canelo when he like he's sweating and the Mexican national anthem is playing, man, it makes the fight
Build
even
up, huh?
more, the build up, yeah.
Yeah.
What up, Pablo?
Anticipation, huh?
Right.
Triple G on the second fight, I think he didn't want that. He had them get rid of the anthems because he was saying that I don't know what they were saying, but for that second fight, he was the one that got that removed on that fight. But I think it's more of a country versus country thing. So if it's like two people of the same country, it's like, it's like a reminder that you're beating up your own countrymen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
USA
but
versus
still,
USA.
I mean, it's just an honor thing, really. I mean, for anthem, that's just my.
Is that no Paul Boxianos?
Yep.
Oh, what up, Pablo?
Oh god
Yo.
damn! A blast from the past, motherfucker. Hey yo, whenever someone gets their ass whooped like comprehensively from now on, it's called getting spenced.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
Ouch.
Thank you.
Ouch.
Short and sweet. Short and sweet by Haplo. Well, that's the thing, bro. Like, say you don't like Spence or you don't like the PPC cult, like, you're probably just relishing in this. You know what? If you wanted to see Spence get a beating, like that was just brutal, brutal. And you know what? Props to Spence. He had heart, bro. He was really,
Yeah.
Even though he was flat, he was trying.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
trying.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
That was-
like say when Mosley against Mayweather, Mosley was just going back, or even with Pacquiao too. He was just on survival mode and it was just running away. Whereas Spence wanted to knock out Bud even though he was losing. I like that. He went out on the shield.
Damn.
Also, because he got such a beating, do you want to see a rematch at 154 between these two?
I don't
No.
even think that
No.
he has to move up to
No.
154, right? He probably
No.
just agreed to do it at 147.
No,
Yeah, I
isn't
just
the
don't wanna
loser?
see it.
Doesn't
I
the
just don't wanna
loser
see
I
it.
get-
think here's the thing. I think.
But to be honest, Crawford does look kind of white to me. So he looked like he gained some weight, or I don't know if but he looked like he can fight at 154 easily.
I think Spence can't make 147 anymore, so he was asking for the fight to be at 154.
Yeah.
But I look at it like this:
Yeah.
I think it's if Crawford does move up to 154, he's gonna want to fight for a title. And
Dude,
I think
That's a bad idea though for Spence because he's like, you're gonna get your ass beat at both weights and basically call it a night with your career.
Yeah.
You know what I
more
mean?
smaller fight.
but I look at it like this. I think they won't. I think he's gonna renege on his rematch clause.
Yeah.
I think Crawford's gonna move up to 154. You're gonna see Sue versus Crawford, and I think Crawford knocks out Tim Sue and wins a belt at
I can
154.
see that too.
Well,
I
we
can
got to
see that
see that,
happening.
man. I mean, you can't really say that till.
Jamel
Yeah,
Charlo.
Sue's
Yeah,
big
it's
guy.
not fair to
I
fucking
mean,
say that kind of shit till they fight.
It's just
or
like
something.
it's just like Jermel putting down Zoo today. You know, saying that he ain't worth the money. Like
That
okay.
was fucked up. I didn't think that was right, bro. Because
Yeah, I didn't either.
I-
I didn't either.
I
That
thought
put
that
something
was
under my skin.
very disrespectful because it's basically your obligation to fight that, like kind of like a moral obligation to fight the dude that you're supposed to fight.
Yeah, at
And
your weight class.
I mean, just keep it real. You want the payday, and you'll be stupid and not take this payday. But at the same
Exactly.
time, don't forget that you had an obligation with the other guy, and that you kind of found a way, or conveniently was able to find a way out of it. And I mean, you don't have to admit that part, but just admit the part that
But-
you're not going to say no to that kind of payday.
But
You
no
know?
part.
Yeah,
No,
no.
be honest with you, he left that
Yeah.
fight to take on a more dangerous fight because
Yep.
the Canelo fight's a more dangerous fight than a Tim Sue because Canelo's light years ahead of Tim Sue.
And
True.
what skill
Yep.
and all that, but I'm
And
just
skill and
saying.
all
I
that.
mean,
I think Jamel beats Tim Sue. I think he stops Tim Sue.
serious.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that it's unfair to say that because
man, I don't know, man.
I don't think he
would've
stops
picked
him,
that was
man.
my
That
prediction
dude's
when the fight
durable
was
as
gonna
fuck.
be made. But
Yeah,
I
I don't
think
know.
now you're gonna see Bud move up and fight Tim Sue, and I think Bud beats Tim
I
Sue.
saw that.
Well, I mean, is there anything left to do at 147? I mean, not
No.
really.
No,
there's
not no
nothing.
more. Not no more.
Unless he gives Boots an opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
Boots
no, I
acting
think
like
Boots is
he
gonna stay.
really
He's out
wants
of here.
to
He's out
fight
of that
him.
conversation.
High
He's out
risk,
of that
low reward.
conversation.
It's a
He'd
high
get his
risk,
ass
low
whooped.
reward.
No, I think
Drew.
Boots will do okay.
Yeah, no, I think
You'll
Boots
do
was-
better.
I-
Anybody
I-
will do
yeah,
better
right.
than Spence, huh?
No, heck no.
It's
I
a
think-
high risk,
Boots
low
did
I-
it
reward.
I think with this
Boots
fight,
is
if you,
a good risk to fight against.
Had they fought like say 5 years ago, I think Spence would have done way better, because he was still a 147, like a bona fide 147 at that time, and it was more durable.
it's
It was
same,
hungrier.
The same thing would happen because he's the same type of fighter back then. He has to use his jab. Bud took the jab away, man.
Well,
It's the same result.
but there's no telling if he was smart enough or they were smart enough to come out with that same game plan back then. Drew,
Yeah, true.
they learn all this shit by experience. You know what I mean?
I think if you do this fight like 100 times, right? This Spence Bud, this will be like the worst scenario for Spence. He looked bad.
Yes, he looked bad even before the fight. He looked flat.
Yeah.
Dude, he had no snap.
Correct.
Yeah, dude, he
Kind of
looked off. I'll say it, he
It was a
looked
bad
off.
performance. It was just a
Come on,
horrible
man.
performance, bro.
Come on,
It was
like,
just
that
a
wasn't-
bad
Look at it like
performance.
this. Look at it like this. They tried to wait Bud out and saying he'll
Yeah.
get out of his prime.
Yes.
And guess what happened?
Yes. Yeah.
Bud didn't age at all.
Yes, because Bud he lives in the gym, whereas Spence he doesn't. I hear that he
He
trains
lives at the
hard,
ranch.
but yeah, I hear he trains hard, but he also parties hard.
You work hard, you play
Bud doesn't
hard.
do that.
I'll tell you this. If I had my wife who call me when I'm drunk, I'll be snapping.
What?
Wasn't there a video where his wife was saying that she hit him with a car or something?
Right, dude. I mean,
And he looked
She
gone.
went far.
Hey, you know what, Chicano guys? Errol Spence. I was surprised that Errol Spence eye didn't. It didn't like what do you call it? It didn't.
Action.
Oh yeah.
It didn't get
tomorrow
bigger.
it's gonna
It
look
held
like-
up.
But you know what?
Tomorrow,
You know what?
tomorrow it's gonna look like that.
Yo, Chicano, didn't I tell you yesterday that I feel that the Charlo ex-wife and new girlfriend fight was going to be better than this fight?
Oh,
Hey,
that's who was fighting?
That was
That was kind of a better fight.
okay. You know,
because
I was
it
looking for like a
more-
part 2 with all that, and I didn't see any follow up. I was hoping that those two women would get all dolled up and like go at it again, you know, in their nice dresses, but I didn't see a throwdown. Lil Penny, are you familiar with what happened with the Charlo baby mamas yesterday?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Well, do you know about how Plant slapped Jamal,
Yeah,
right?
I heard that. Yep.
All right. Well,
He
then after
punched
that,
him.
Yeah,
I
and then,
rewatched that.
it was a punch. Okay.
It was a
well,
punch.
Well, then after that, Jamal's in the parking lot talking like rah rah, like next time I see him, we'll pull up, blah blah blah, and then the camera pans over, right, and you see Jermel Charlo's wife beating down Jamal Charlo's ex-wife.
Oh,
Yeah, it was just like because they've had a beef. And so I was hoping for like part 2 of that drama, but like we didn't get any of that. Lil Penny, you didn't hear about this, man? Like you like the
no, I heard
it
about
too.
the slap. I didn't hear about that one.
We got a
I heard it was
constellation.
staged. That slap was
Spence
staged.
get
Is
his
that
ass
true?
kicked.
I don't think so.
Look, man, I wouldn't put it. The PBC guys are always doing it like that, man.
Got a little malfunction now.
Malfunction. I don't know.
Speak again, Nopal?
Oh, I said that I've been putting it past PBC. It seems like we was stuff like that on purpose.
Come out again.
I think he said like something about how like he wouldn't put it past the PBC to do something like this.
Maybe Nopal needs to
18
come back
phone?
on, come back off, and then come back on.
All right, let me
DT
try.
for who?
Let's see here.
Yep.
Oh, let me
Just-
see.
But
Yeah,
you
his
know what?
audio is bad.
You know what? I gotta say this, man. We got a constellation. We saw Spence get his ass kicked.
Yeah, fact.
Anyway, he lived up to the hype, though. At least this fight, this super fight, unlike Pacquiao Mayweather, this fight lived up to the hype. I really enjoyed it.
But here's the thing, man.
I did
PBC
too.
took another L, man. One of the top guys got beat by a non-PBC guy again. So,
Speaking of enjoying, okay, when there's a hot fight, it's always so intense watching it when you're watching it live. But unless you're looking to see a one-sided beatdown, like I can't say like, oh, it lived up to the hype. I mean, did it live up to the hype? I don't know about that one.
Because
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too live, but like, is it an all-time classic fight? I mean, I don't think so.
No,
No, not even.
You know what this fight showed? That Terrence Crawford is potentially one of the best fighters of his era. That's what this fight showed.
Yeah.
His resume is still weak, bro. I mean, like he's one of the
But he got
best.
the main guy at welterweight, and he beat the two main guys at welterweight.
I reckon
Spence.
this victory against Spence, it makes his victories in 135 and 140 look a little bit better. Because now he's
Sure, no, and he's been the man, and he's got legitimate Ring Magazine belts. But I mean, in Dongo, come on, man, like
the Gamboa victory at 135 was really good.
Yes, it was. That was good. People, that's an underrated win. I agree with that. It was a good win, but like, and he's an all-time great. But that's the other thing the PBC cult's trying to do right now. They're trying to make it. They're running with the whole like that makes Terrence Crawford the greatest fighter of this generation, and so what they're saying is that like better than Canelo's as far as like who's the next fighter after that. And it's like, I don't know about that, dude. Like to me, like I feel like Spence isn't like what Triple G was when Canelo faced Triple G. Like that's just my opinion. Like the guy took forever.
It was too late. It was too late. It was 5 years too late. Whereas the Triple G fight and Canelo, maybe it was 1 year late, but still, they were still both in their primes.
I tell you this right now, and I told everybody this multiple times. If Triple G went along, if Demetrius Prague never got hurt and that fight with Triple G happened, you never would have hurt a Triple G because Demetrius Prague would have whooped Triple G's ass.
Oh, come on, Drew.
I'm being dead serious.
Triple G was a freaking beast, bro.
Demetrius Prague would have beaten Triple
was.
G. We would have.
Hey, gentlemen, drinking.
Come on, man. Put some respect.
Hate to cut us off.
P-Rock, man. Come on.
Hey, I hate to cut us off short. I hate to cut myself short, but I got to roll right now. I got to put the baby.
All right, Julian, man. Have a great night, bro. Thanks for having me over.
Good fight tonight, man. Hell yeah, man. Go Bud, baby.
All right. Dude,
also,
Julian.
Also, my man, Nonito Donaire, he needs to retire, man.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe one of the judges gave him, was it him? Yeah, he gave him he won in one scorecard. Is that right? No. It was a unanimous decision. Sorry. It was the fight before with Isaac Cruz and the other guy.
Cabrera, I think.
Cabrera. One of the judges gave Cabrera a win, 115-113.
That was nuts, dude. I could not believe it
was
was
that?
Here's the thing. I had it 115-112 Isaac Cruz, but the thing about it is he looked terrible in that fight. It was a terrible fight.
I thought he looked good, man.
Now he was missing too much, man.
Well, the guy he was fighting was pretty big, wasn't he? And he was pretty slick for being a big dude. I thought Isaac Cruz did what he could under those conditions, the way the guy was fighting, and I thought he did
Isaac Cruz needs to move down in weight. I don't think he's gonna beat any top guy in this
He'll
weight
beat
class. It like the height and the way he fights is a bit. It puts him at a big, huge disadvantage, especially against these top guys. I could see him probably maybe having the best chance to beating Kambosos because, tell you the truth, Kambosos is Cam
Booty, huh? You
Cam
call him
Booty.
Cam Booty.
baby.
But to go back what you were saying, Little Penny, yeah, I totally agree, man. I feel personally like Donaire needs to call it like he's old, bro, and he's like, oh, what did he say? Like I'm too much of a warrior, and that's what, like, dude, like you can't pull the trigger anymore, man. Sadly, and I'm a big Donaire fan. Like you just don't have it.
Chicano Donaire made a lot of money on the 2 fights with Inoue in Japan. Because if Fulton made 3 million, I'm guessing Donaire made more because he's more of a build than Fulton. You know, especially in Asia.
Lil Penny, what are your thoughts on Rachel Donaire training Nonito for these fights?
They're trying to save money, huh?
look, Donaire. Look, there's nothing that Donaire can't like learn anymore because he's such a his experience. I don't think it would matter if he had like Freddie Roach, for example. I don't think it would make a difference because those guys are like veterans, man. Like,
that's true. That's true. I mean, he's got it all up here. Well, what do you think, Trisky?
I look at it like this. It's always good to have a boxing mind in that corner because if you're seeing something, he's seeing something from the sidelines that you could be doing better. He can give you that heads up. Yo, I think you could explore that better instead of having somebody else in that corner.
I think he needs a real trainer like Teofimo Sr. telling him get in there and kick his ass.
Well, you know what to do. Give him a bottle of Eddie Moulton. You have the best trainer there.
All right, so Mad Dog H thinks Crawford broke Spence physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Damn. Well, enjoy it, Mad Dog H.
He's no longer a Christian, huh? Spiritually.
We don't want nobody to get emotional about this fight.
This question
it was sad though. It was sad, bro, because
I felt sad. I felt sorry for Spence. Man.
I felt bad for Spence because he looks like a good dude, and it even looked like Crawford didn't want to. I think even Crawford was sad at how dominant he was.
Dude, that finish was amazing. Just an amazing. You know what? And I want to say this real quick. Okay, let's go and just talk about the fight just a little bit. I'll tell you this: the way Crawford would like double up his punches, like double up his jab, double up his hook. It just really just magnificent stuff, dude. And the way he was just pivoting and being in position to throw punches at the end was just perfect punches, man. It was getting ugly.
I'm gonna say this. I thought they should have stopped this fight in round 6 when it got to a point when he got knocked down again. I was saying,
but Drew, he's like a 3-belt champion. You gotta give him a little bit of a leeway.
Little Penny. He's getting fucking badly hurt there. He's getting fucking destroyed already. Knocked down twice in the same.
Yeah, but he gets up really quick, so it's not like he's hurt. Like
the way he was knocked down in those two times in that same round, that dude was clearly hurt in that ring, and it should have been stopped right there. That it was only a matter of time before it was over.
I thought the stoppage was good on the 9th. I thought it was okay. Like
it was a good stoppage because he had nothing left. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Do you want to see him get knocked out cold? No. Do you want to see any more damage done to him? No.
He took about as much damage as Wilder did, huh? With Fury.
Yeah.
Similar, huh?
Speaking of Wilder, this is what he had to say. He said it seemed like Earl was a little drained and he couldn't really do what he needed to do. Bud definitely took advantage. I really think Errol over dehydrated himself. You can see it in his skin and in his eyes. You know,
he always looks like that,
bro. Like, did you see the way he just got his face got all messed up so early? Like, it just, I don't know, man. To me, it just didn't seem like the Spence that we're used to. I think everybody, even the commentators, everybody assumed that Spence was going to do good early because Crawford does take a little while to win rounds. But it wasn't like that, bro.
I think here's the thing. I think Crawford saw something in that first round. First round that he could explore. And I think the better man won. I think people don't need to make no excuses up for this because
it's not excuses. Like,
what kind of excuses are you hearing?
And Mad Dog H agrees with you. Like, okay, first off, like, I'm not trying to like make excuses. You know, Crawford won, but like, I'm just saying, like, I think I'm allowed to say Spence looked flat and I think it was for some reason or another. That's not the Spence that I know.
And that's true, Drew, because that
all
was an easy win, bro. He
But
fought a
Yeah,
dead man in the ring.
just to steal like Bill Simmons from the Ringers quote.
I had
If you
reports
play out
that
this fight 10 times, this is the worst Spence version of those 10 times.
Yeah.
All the other 9 are better. So this is the worst to me
Well, here's the
because
thing.
he left it too late. He should have fought him in 2019 or
I
2018.
heard that. I
Yeah.
heard reports that both of them look drained. People were
Oh,
saying both of them.
No,
bro.
not Bud.
Crawford
Bud
didn't
was
look
good.
drained, bro. He looked
What do you think?
I look
looked
at it like
fat,
this.
bro. Come
What do you
on.
mean
Crawford
reports? Where'd you,
dehydrated.
Drew, where'd you make that up from? Where'd you make that up from?
I didn't make that up. I've seen a motherfucker say that shit in the fucking Twitter and everything, and I'm like this. Hey, it looks like Terrence Crawford rehydrated nicely. But I look
Crawford
at it
looks
like this. Crawford, they tried to wait Crawford out until he was old, and it
Yeah.
backfired. He
Yeah.
only grew more experience. The more
Yes.
experience that he had really benefited him because of wing eye. And I said wing IQ was going to be a main focus on this fight. Terrence Crawford wing IQ was displayed. His angers, his boxing ability, how to take the guy's jab away. He did it completely and showed how great of a counterpuncher he really is. And I think people really need to respect Terrence Crawford now. I think people need to stop questioning the resume now. He beat the welterweight, the top 2 guys in welterweight. He stopped them both, and he was dominant of the game that was
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah, Drew,
Oh,
I
man.
agree. I
Facts.
think they tried that Mayweather template where you wait 5 years, but it didn't work this time.
Yeah.
Because Bud didn't go through what Manny did. He didn't get knocked out by Marquez cold, right? And then he didn't become hesitant against Bradley. So none of that happened. So of course he's gonna, Crawford's gonna beat him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's my thing, bro. Like, I don't know anybody who thought, like, I think everybody agreed, at least ahead of time, that Spence was going to just have, like, maybe have a little bit more power. He was like, people thought that generally he would have more power than Crawford.
Yeah.
And you know what? You could even, like, you could tell the punches were stiffer and more crisp with Crawford. Like, the crispness wasn't there with Spence, man. There was no pop, maybe after, like, I mean, Spence, he went for it. But, like, dude, I don't know, man. But then again, like, I don't know. It doesn't surprise me. Like, I thought Crawford had a good chance to, I mean, yeah, Crawford, it was not like, it wasn't going to be a surprise that the favorite won. Crawford is the man, you know? I just think there's potentially room for, I mean, that's the thing. Like you said, that 10 out of 10 thing, you're right, Lil Penny. But my thing is, like, the fact that it happened first, like, I feel like it's just like, I don't really want to see a rematch, even at 54. Like, it's hard to sell.
If they fought at 154 instead of 147, I think it might turn out a little like Spence might be a little bit more competitive, I think.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have any weight problems per se.
Yeah.
Right. But now he's
Maybe
taking
they should
more of a
do
beating,
it.
right? He's taking more of a beating. And on top of that, too, like, Crawford's already had a chance to look at Spence in the ring, even if it's like a lesser version. So I think that would benefit somebody like Crawford, who has that ring IQ and has all that versatility. I don't know, man.
I think Spence will renege on the rematch. He might even take on Zoo in Australia. Even like if he beats him, then he gets the third fight for Canelo. You know what I mean?
That's possible.
Bud is too small for Canelo. I don't think he'll take that fight. I think it'll be Spence.
Run PMC has told us that he thinks that now it's feasible. Bud versus Canelo around 164 pounds.
Man, dude, Bud is freaking small. Like Bud Crawford will be a small 154. He'd be a really, really small 160. And at 164, dude, he doesn't belong there against Canelo. Canelo will run him down. Any those jabs that Bud Crawford.
You probably need a 15-foot ring, because
those jabs that kept off Errol Spence. Canelo will run through those, dude. Canelo's huge. He's like, you know what I mean?
That's music to my ears. You're telling me what I want to hear, Little Penny. Thank you.
Like if you compare Golovkin's jab versus Bud's jab, it's like it's two, and Canelo took it right. Of course, he's gonna take Bud Crawford's jabs. Like that's an unfair fight. At least with Errol, because he's a little bit bigger. No, he's not a little bit. He's way bigger than Bud. I think that might be a better fight. But he has to have a good win in his next one. Like maybe like if he fights Zoo in Australia, he knocks him out, and then like then he can make an excuse. Now I was weight drained at 147, and then he goes and fights Canelo on that third fight deal, the third one, because he'll get Benavidez next year in May.
Yeah, I think it'd still be hard to sell that fight. Like I think Spence needs to avenge that Crawford fight for a Spence Canelo fight to be
Plus
feasible.
Canelo would probably look really bad if he fought Spence, man. Just
yeah,
Spence-
people would be shitting on him. Like, dude,
even I wouldn't like it because of the fact that you're just taking advantage of a dead man.
So who's the guy in the third? Who's the third fight? Jamal.
Canelo versus Spence fight is dead.
I think so too. I mean, okay, I understand you. Like maybe Canelo. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like maybe undisputed versus undisputed again. Little Penny, what do you think about that?
Oh, with Bud. Oh,
yeah.
I'll tell you right now,
Fucking
I think the third
20-pound jump, huh?
I think the third fight.
21-pound jump, man.
I think the third fight would be Morel.
Uh,
No, I don't know.
I think that would.
I don't know. High risk, low reward.
But here's the thing: who else?
dude, I'd rather see Benavidez versus Burrell.
Yeah, it's gonna go
I got my
Jermell,
argument on that.
Jamal, and then Benavidez. It's got to be what it is.
Or Benavidez in the middle and Jamal the third one.
Yeah.
No, they won't do that because here's the thing: you gotta have to put Jamal against certain people to make sure he's back because it will look like a total mismatch, and he's coming off that long ass layoff and fighting Canelo Alvarez with all that mental problems. It's just like you send him out there to get put behind the bar and get put out of his misery.
Old Yeller style, huh?
You goddamn right.
Behind the shed or
But-
what?
But here's the thing: I look at it like this: if we're going to see a Canelo Benavidez fight, it's going to be next year in the first quarter of 2024.
Oh, on 4th of July or what?
Now it's probably going to be in April or May.
Uh-huh.
Like I think that's the ideal fight for next year for Canelo. But here's the thing: like if you're going to do that, you might as well we're going to do that, you gotta figure out who's the next guy you're going to put in front of Canelo. Because tell you the truth, you can't put him against Plant because he already beat Plant. He already not playing out. Nobody really cares about a rematch because really Benavidez beat Plant now. So now what are you going to do after this fight? Are you going to give him the Benavidez fight? Or are you going to give him a Jamal? Or are you going to give him a Morel fight? But the thing about it is, people are going to say Morel needs to fight and Benavidez to fight to see who should fight Canelo and everything.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so just going back to this fight, do you think this is the most dominant welterweight performance in the history of boxing? Like where it's so one-sided?
Championship,
In a super fight.
Somebody earlier, Penny,
See
Little
somebody
Penny,
win every single fucking round like that.
right? Little Penny,
At that
somebody,
level.
before you came on here, somebody said it was like this was like Pacquiao Cotto, but Cotto made a better account of himself than
Oh
Spence.
yeah, Cotto did better.
Yeah.
Cotto won rounds against Pacquiao.
He did. In fact, all of those early rounds, Cotto won all of those. It's just that Manny did the flurry. He did like Sugar Ray Leonard at the end of those rounds and stole them.
I don't know about that, Little Penny. I don't know about that.
No, even the fourth round when he knocked down Cotto was winning that round like until he
Come
knocked
on,
him
Penny.
down.
I won't stand for the Filipino hate, man.
Cotto
Yeah,
was
dude.
winning
What's
that
up with this
round.
Filipino
Cotto
hate?
was not winning that round. He got knocked out.
But the other one I was thinking of was Ray Leonard, maybe Duran rematch. I thought that was quite one-sided. But this one is like I don't know. This one was really like dominant. Like
it was a one-sided beatdown, bro. Like
which welterweight fights where it's been like that, like where in a super fight where everyone thought it was 50-50.
Because like the way everything
remember.
was, they thought it was a 50-50 fight. But everybody's math was wrong because they decided that they forgot to graduate 8th grade or something.
Drew, man, you're doing your victory lap big time, Drew.
Now here's the thing. Here's a serious thing. Everybody thought this was a 50-50 fight, but at the end, one fighter felt disrespected, and he went in there and he beat the disrespect out of the other guy to prove a point. And what happened? He's the first guy in history to be undisputed in 2 weight classes. put some respect on his fucking name and call it a fucking day.
No, he deserves the respect. All I'm saying is like, okay, if Spence is gonna say I'm activating this rematch clause, we're gonna get down again in December. Like, he might be talking like that because he knows that he's not like he wasn't his usual self. Because otherwise, why would you be trying to get a rematch? Like, what? Okay, and that's another question. Okay, talking about a one-sided fight. When have you ever seen such a one-sided fight lead to another to a rematch? Even if there's a rematch clause, like Joshua Usyk was closer.
I'll say this, Chicano. If he was truly weight drained and that's what it was, then he'll want the rematch at 154.
Of course.
Because he'll be like confident that he could win. You know what I mean? He's
And
not just gonna go in there and get his ass whooped and ruin his legacy.
7 pounds makes a huge difference.
First of all, neither one of those Usyk Joshua fights were close. He beat him 9-3 both fights.
Well, that's still a couple more. That's still a couple more rounds than Spence won.
Yeah, that's still way better than Spence. I don't even think Spence won one round, Drew.
Now, second, Errol Spence, from a financial type of a term, will benefit from a rematch financially.
It's hard to sell that. Like, dude, would the fight really be that hot? Like, who's gonna want to see that fight? Like,
at 154 would be okay.
But
That would do maybe 600,000 pay-per-view buys.
He'll make the most money from that fight than any other fight right now that he fights.
Yeah, sure, but
because
like,
he's coming off a loss.
I just fail to see the excitement factor.
Not everything goes
like,
money,
hey,
Drew.
there was something wrong with it. Okay, like, dude, Kambosos won more rounds against Haney.
It's a cash
right?
out.
If we're talking about like rematch type fights with a rematch clause, like I can't think of any like fight that was so one-sided where the rematch is activated. Like Wilder did better against Fury.
Yeah.
Than Spence did against Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even think of like such a one-sided beatdown that would warrant a rematch.
Ask G-Funky if he thinks that there should be a rematch.
No rematch.
But here's the thing. I don't think this is going. I think this is going to be the same fight.
The 154.
Exactly everybody's point, Drew. Why would he? If it was going to be like that again, why would he even rematch him?
But he would last to the 12 rounds, though.
Financially, it will be financial term, yes. Boxing wise, no.
By the way, guys, speaking of pay-per-view, I don't, because when I was in the bar, they had also the UFC, right?
Yeah.
And in that bar, there were more UFC fans than boxing fans. At least the UFC fans outnumbered the boxing fans at least 4-1. And the boxing wasn't on the main screen; it was on a little screen. The main screen was UFC. So I don't know how good this. Also, the crowd at UFC, they were on the prelims, was already full. When they were doing the prelims for boxing, it was hardly no one that was half full.
Dude, it wasn't even that full.
Do you think it sold Little Penny?
Sorry.
How many pay-per-views do you think this fight did? You think
this one here? I reckon 850, 900,000.
What about you, Drew?
I said it was going to do like 850, 900.
I think it did about 450, to be honest. What about you, Chicano?
It's like a strong 750K.
Hopefully it did 1 million. I'd say 450K though.
I really say by the atmosphere and everything, I think this fight did 600.
Well, that's the other thing, bro. Like, okay, speaking of crowds, dude, like I was surprised, and I understand that there was like a big markup on the seats and the seat prices were slashed at the very last minute, right, by the scalpers. But dude, there were a lot of empty seats. Not like a lot, like it wasn't empty, but there was notable chunks of like areas available.
To be honest, look, I'm a huge boxing fan. I prefer boxing over MMA. I don't even watch MMA, but because they were on the big screen, dude, there were more celebrities at that UFC fight than the boxing one.
That's sad, huh?
Even Karl Malone, Karl Malone, the NBA player, he was at the UFC.
Yeah, but he don't like boxing probably. I was gonna say something else.
Yeah, but
Jordan whipped his ass every time in the championship. Hey, okay,
Karl Malone's kind of
Karl Malone. Get the fuck out of here with that. No,
kind of a farmer, man.
Okay. Where was that UFC fight held? Was it in the States?
I don't know where it was held, but
but you know what? The good thing is the other one, UFC ended a little bit later after the boxing fight. So did you see that KO? You saw that KO?
Lil Penny, is there a cost to get in and watch these fights at this bar?
Like $10.
No. But you have to at least have lunch there, like just to make it Like
Yeah.
you don't want to just go in there for free. But yeah, because I
Are there
bought
any
lunch
hot
there. I had
women
fish
there?
and chips.
Give me
You have
some
to buy
water.
something, like buy beer
Are
or
there any
something.
hot
You can't
women?
just turn up there and just
Can you
watch.
give me some water and
Water, please.
Water, shaken, not stirred.
You know what Little Penny did? You know what Little Penny did? He's like, I want a glass of water, and I like your name and your number, please.
Oh man,
Get those digits.
dude,
Some digits on a
what's the
napkin.
what's the name of this restaurant, Lil Penny?
I mean, I can't remember, dude. It was
It's
like,
okay. I'm not trying to stalk you. I just want to
No,
know,
no,
like,
it's,
you know.
I can't remember, dude. It's just it's a sports bar, like you know.
Okay, it's called the sports bar.
All right,
go.
Yeah,
all right.
well-
Lil Penny went to Hooters, is what he did. He went to Hooters. And then
Yeah,
No,
you know,
that's
got
what's
some
his name?
Hooters
That's
in there.
Dwyer. Dwyer
Dwyer goes to Hooters.
Richard Dwyer watches boxing in Hooters, which I want to do that.
Lil
I
Penny,
wouldn't mind
my most famous story is I met Dwyer. Did you ever hear
Yeah?
that story?
it.
Yeah,
no,
man.
so
You
when-
never,
when I-
yeah, man. So, anyways, I went to San Jose State, bro, and I graduated 2011. Okay, and my last day in San Jose, I went to the Applebee's on Saratoga, and I saw him, and my girlfriend at the time. I said, "Hey, look, that's Dwyer." She's like, "Oh, it's not that guy you listen to all the time, is it?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And I went up to him, and I said, "Hey, you know," and he was kind of like, I was introducing myself, and I was kind of weirded out, just a little, and then I said, "Oh, I listen to all your videos," and he was just like, he lit up, and then we started talking for a bit, and he was a real nice guy. It was short and sweet though, because I had to go back to our like farewell party, but I took a picture with him, So yeah, I met Dwyer. Everybody.
How long ago was that, Chicano?
Fucking over 10 years ago now, bro. It's
Damn, you've
2011.
been listening to YouTube forever, huh?
But you know
Bro,
what?
original listener, bro.
You
Original
know what?
listener, right?
You know what Little Penny did? He was like this to the girl. He told her what his favorite magician was, David Copperfield.
Copperfield.
Get it, Copperfield.
Oh man. All right. Well, hey, dude. Like, okay. So, dude, I like that sports bars are at least showing the fights, But I mean,
Yeah.
it does kind of suck that, like, I mean, so were there? How many people? Like, so there were people actually watching Spence versus Crawford, though. I mean, there was a group.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I reckon there were probably 100 people there. Out of the 100, I think about 30 were boxing fans and 70 UFC fans.
It's hard because you don't really hear the volume that high, huh? At the
Sorry?
at the bars like that, you don't really hear the volume that good, huh?
No, you don't. You just hear people talking.
And especially when it's split between UFC and
Correct.
boxing, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
And you know, boxing did this to themselves, man. Like, if the boxers fought each other, the fights that we
Yeah.
want to see, when we want to see them, a boxing would be better than UFC. But because they don't, they keep waiting us out. It's like, a lot of people like if Spence and Bud fought in 2018 or 2019, I would have bought this pay-per-view on my TV here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because they waited me out 5 years, no, man, I'm gonna go to Dubai. Whereas the Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis fight, I actually bought that because those guys fought when they were young, when I wanted to see them. So,
Lil Penny, here's something else I wanted to tell you. Only because I feel like you need to know. I've told a couple people, and the thing is, I couldn't get her on. I asked her for an interview, okay, and I couldn't get her on, so I'm just gonna let you know about this little secret. It's a little old now, but you know Anna Lee Jaramillo.
who?
That she's a little poster. That little Latina girl name is like Anna Lee Jaramillo. Do you know what I'm talking about? You've acknowledged her. And you talked to her in chats like back like a few months ago. Like,
Okay.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Dude, I got
She's
a
like
bad
this-
man. Dude, I'm 45
You're gonna
years
get
old
her
now,
get
man.
them
My
in
memory's
trouble,
bad.
man. Come on,
Okay,
bro.
well, she's like this little it's like a Latina emoji, right? Of this girl named Anna Lee Jaramillo. She would show up in our chats. You would talk to her at the shoe shine. You would talk to her at Coach Malachi's. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I think I do.
There you go.
There you go. Anyways, she's a fake account, right? It's copied, and we found this out, right? Her real name is Poppy Britt. If you want to find, the person whose information they copied to make it seem like it's her, I'm pretty sure you've been on her YouTube and be like, yeah, keep it up. She would do like those like workout. No, maybe I'm tripping.
No.
All
I
right.
only go with like you guys, all the HCP boxing channels, but I remember I have spoken to her on like the chats.
Okay, yeah, she's fake. I mean, that's not news. She left anyways.
Is
But I
she
wanted to tell
female
you.
at least?
What's that?
Is she female at least?
No.
Tell him
No.
who you think it is, Chicano, or off the air. We'll tell him.
Nah, I mean, well, we have theories. I'll tell you off the air, but just don't.
Just stay a
don't
little
do the-
bit. We'll tell you who
be,
we think
be
it is
careful,
off
dude.
the
Like
air.
dude. I told somebody online privately who it was. I'm like, hey, just so you know, that's a fake account. Like, this is who the real, the real person is. This. That's a fake account. And then that person was still over there simping, like, "What's up, sis?" doing your thing still. And I'm just like, we're getting way off track here, but I just wanted to tell you, little Penny, while I had you on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Maybe it's Beebs, where he's got he's got this guy who keeps calling him calling them, and then he's kind of like got a thing for Beebs. At the start,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, at the start I thought that was a little weird, but now it's kind of funny. Like whenever he calls and he does roses are red, violets are blue to Beebs, and Beebs gets
What the hell?
He sometimes he flushes sometimes
He blushed.
Yeah, he blushes.
Online crushes,
So,
and he's a guy. He's a guy.
So, Little Penny, do you blush too when he makes that phrase?
Oh man, nah.
It's cringe, John.
Does your cheeks light up when it happens?
It's funny though. It's funny. It's hilarious because they used to cut him off. They never used to like.
And now they allow him to do his little.
Yeah, now they allow him to
They're
cook.
embracing the rainbow, huh?
Hey, taste the rainbow.
And good on Beebs too. Like it's a sport. He could just easily dismiss him and.
Yeah, like this.
What up, Georgie? Dude,
what's up, guys?
We've been talking about some random shit. Maybe you could veer us back. Welcome. And what's your take? What was your take on the fight, man?
I'm still kind of shocked right now. I mean, not shocked. Yeah, I guess I am shocked.
Right.
I didn't expect it to be one-sided like that, man. I expected Spence to give at least a fight. I know he tried. You got to give it to him. The only thing he had going for him was his heart. So
he had heart.
He definitely had heart. I did say ninth round. I was pretty fucking shocked. I was jumping up and down like that as that minute was winding down. I'm like, holy shit, is it gonna happen or not? And sure enough, he fucking did it.
Oh man. Hey, when did you know the fight was over?
I know the first knockdown. I'm not gonna say the first knockdown because it happens. It was a flash knockdown.
Yeah, it was.
I wasn't like jumping. I was jumping up and down because that was Spence's first time going down, and I wasn't like convinced that Spence was done because Spence is still dangerous. He could land that one shot, which you saw he landed like later on, but there was no steam on that punch anymore from, the accumulation of just Bud landing that fucking piston jab. I would say probably close to like the fifth round, like Spence made no adjustments whatsoever. Yeah. Bud was in the zone. It was like watching someone play a video game against their little brother, like just completely. Yeah, it was like me. I was playing Madden against my little brother, and not knowing exactly how to play, and just
right. That's what it was like, bro. Like it was just okay. So I mean, do you think Spence looked a little flat?
He did look a little flat. I felt like that actually. We were texting each other like before the fight started. Like you're like, I don't like the way he looks, and in the locker room, and his eyes looked swollen. He didn't look that great, but his body didn't look too bad either. So it wasn't like he was drained or anything. It just showed that Crawford actually filled out great at 147. Like he's right where he needs to be. On paper, Bud did seem like the small person, but when they stood next to each other, like Terrence Crawford filled out like he's supposed to be at 147. He didn't look small at all. He looked actually bigger.
Yeah. Proper weight, man. Proper weight. What are your thoughts on a potential rematch? Is there a need? Would it be justifiable to execute the rematch?
I think that's just to it's all for Spence. I think their adrenaline is going right now. It's a shock. Of course, as a fighter, you want to get the get back. Like you felt like you could have did better, but I still don't even think there'd be a different outcome even at 154. I just think that if anything, that it changes. Spence might be a little more gun shy now.
Interesting.
And does that make Bud number one pound for pound in your opinion?
Yes, as of today, yes. All week, I was convinced that Inoue was number one. I even said, depending on the performance because again, I expected a really close fight, and I think even with the close fight, I would have still leaned with Inoue.
But Georgie, if Inoue beats Tapales and he becomes undisputed at 122, he was undisputed at 118, and Inoue's resume is probably better than Bud's. Like, would you put Inoue number one if he beats Tapales?
No, I still would keep it at number 2 because look at it. Tapales is not even in the top 10 for pound. You got to think about it. Errol Spence was in the top 5. He was even possibly like entering between 1 and 3.
Yeah, but Georgie,
on some of people's radars.
Yeah, but Bud Crawford's opponents at 140, where it was undisputed, those guys were unknown.
So I mean, to be fair, he can go across the board at anybody from any division, any champion. Like, not every champion is person that they took a bout from is going to be known. That's just a thing.
I gotta say this. Gamboa, when Crawford beat him, Gamboa was a legit good ass fighter then.
He was undefeated.
So
he was the lineal champ.
Yeah, Mikey Garcia ducked
has
him.
A better resume than Crawford. And I'll tell you, because here's the thing: the three best wins of Inoue was Darnell Trice and Stephen Fulton. Neither one of those two in the pound for pound list. So you can't say that he has a better resume than Terrence Crawford.
But you know what? I never thought that Spence was a pound for pound fighter. Seriously, bro. Me personally, I just think he was there because he beat a couple guys that were already beaten, and I never seen like for example, if he was pound for pound or whatever, but how do you go from pound for pound and then now you're off the list completely? Now you're not even top 20 probably.
Bro,
like,
you know what?
Too much of a fall, bro. You lose every round to Crawford. Even Hank Lundy won.
When
Kell Brook did better, bro.
Yeah,
like
I don't think he ever belonged on the pound for pound list, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, we couldn't even say Jeff Horn did better than Earl Spence, but you got to think about it. This is a level that Terrence Crawford unlocked. Like, he knew exactly the opponent he was fighting. He knew what he had in front of him. There was no filling out. Like, as soon as the bell rang from the first round, from round 1, it was all serious. Like, he knew he wasn't going to make no mistakes. He wasn't going to let Spence get the upper hand in any round. And once Spence landed, like, he landed a shot or two, Crawford immediately took that round away, just like Inoue did it to Fulton. When Fulton had an okay round, like, Inoue took that round away just like Crawford did. Like, that's been Bud Crawford's whole career. Like, you get one shot off of him, he's going to take 2-3 off of you, and that's exactly what he did here against Spence.
It's like this.
Georgie, Mayweather version welterweight 2009 versus Bud Crawford, say 2019 version. Who wins welterweight?
Crawford. About these fancy
That's a good question.
In their primes.
You know what? Mayweather's never faced anybody that of this style, right?
And I think he ducked a couple.
But look at it like this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
A lot of people.
But look at it like this. If Kell Brook never moved up the middleweight and moved back down, he would have beat Errol Spence.
I was 100% agree with you, Drew. I've always said that. Yeah, I agree. Kell Brook was the guy.
Like, Kell Brook would have beat Errol Spence. He never moved up to 160.
Yep.
Point blank. Like, Kell Brook was fucking done after he moved up to 160.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He did what fucking Roy Jones did. Moved up to heavyweight and moved back down to light heavyweight. He was never the same again. Like, people gotta look at it like this, that there were certain fighters that people say that are bumps now. If they didn't make that wrong decision and dare to be great at that time, I'm not saying being dare to be great is a bad decision, but making that risk didn't pay off for them, and then having to move back down to the natural weight class, they were never the fucking same after that. Yeah. And they were gonna be tossed to the side eventually. That's what happened to Kell Brook after he fought Triple G.
It's interesting that Kell Brook that year, Amir Khan also fought Canelo, right, and ruined his career.
But
right?
Here's the thing:
they should have fought each other at that time. I think
it was never the same when he fucking lost the fucking
Breeder Scott. Yeah, when he lost the press.
Yeah, but he became a unified champion after that at 140. So it's not like
but here's the thing:
that bad.
But here's the thing.
And Bradley actually ducked Amir Khan for undisputed at 140. He went up to 147.
I forgot about that. You're right. But you know what? Amir Khan was like another knockout waiting to happen after that Prescott fight. Because who almost got him out? Was it Maidana? Somebody almost had his ass out. You know.
Like no, it was Garcia. Who knocked him out after that.
No, but no, I said almost had him. Maidana almost.
Oh yeah, Maidana. Yeah, but Amir Khan won that fight against Maidana.
He did, but I'm saying he was another knockout waiting to happen. He
escaped with that win.
It was bound to he was bound to get knocked out sooner or later.
You could have easily scored that fight for Marcos Maidana.
I don't know about that one. I'd have to go back and watch that one.
Back to Penny's question about the Mayweather thing. Mayweather would have never fought Bud Crawford. He would have avoided him 100%.
He would have waited.
I agree with that.
10 years.
Yeah,
dude.
Just look at the time when Mayweather had Paul Williams.
Yes.
You know, he had Margarito in there. Like he retired. He semi-retired. Yeah, he semi-retired.
And these are guys that he could have probably beat, but me personally, I just think that he would have avoided them.
No, Paul, I'm not a Mayweather hater,
like
right? No, Paul, I'm not a Mayweather hater. In fact, I like Mayweather. I bought majority of his pay-per-view because I liked him. The fact that whenever he would fight someone, he would make him look like amateurish.
Yeah, you guys know about this? I just heard this the other day about the Ricky Hatton fight. You guys hear about the boxing glove thing?
No.
They fought with 10-ounce gloves. Mayweather made them fight with 10-ounce gloves, which is I think it's like middleweights and above fight with 10-ounce gloves.
Correct. It should be 8 ounce at welterweight.
Yeah.
And wasn't he complaining about Oscar making him wear those? Everybody always brings that up. They're like, Oscar made him wear it, but it was 154, which is considered middleweight, right? So that was the rules, bro. Like people still bring that up, like as if that gave anybody an advantage.
And Chicana and Drew, I just want to make this point with Floyd, right? Because everyone thinks I'm a Floyd hater. I actually wanted Floyd. I've always thought that Floyd would beat Manny in their primes in 2010 or 2011 because Floyd's just too quick. But what I wanted Floyd to do, and look, he doesn't have to follow what I have to do. I'm a nobody. But what I wanted Floyd to do was to go down that gauntlet of what Pacquiao did at when he fought all those greats, right? And he would have probably beaten Miguel Cotto at 147 in 2008. He probably would have beaten Margarito in 2009. I don't think he'll beat Winky Wright though, but it's okay. Sugar Ray Robinson lost 3 or 4 times. It's okay. Like had he gone through that gauntlet and say he went all the way up to 160 and fought Sergio Martinez and say he got knocked out, right? But if he went through that gauntlet, I would say he was pretty close, maybe number 2 best pound for pound fighter ever. Maybe number 1, who knows, right?
But you know, Penny, it came to a point in Mayweather's career where he realized, I don't have to fight these guys now, and I can make as much money as possible. Yeah. People will see me fight, and I can fight these big names when they're old, when they're exposed, when they're almost done, and everything.
Or when they're too green. Right.
Yeah. But the thing is, Drew. But the thing is, once you retire, right, and people analyze your legacy, you can't. Like all these Mayweather fans, you can't get angry because that's the choice that he took, right? He could have fought all of these guys, but he didn't. So it affects your legacy.
They're good if you compare Mayweather's resume to Canelo's. A lot of people will say that Mayweather's resume is better than Canelo's resume.
I'd have to look at it and think about it, but Mayweather does have an impressive resume, and he did good work early.
I don't know. If you look at it, though, man, he only fought 2 undefeated fighters in his whole career. I mean,
all the champions,
and that's pretty bad, bro, for
being
considering yourself the greatest ever. Like,
I would say
were undefeated.
Nice.
And you know, all the other guys have already gotten knocked out and shit like that.
You know what?
They're impressive names.
He does. He has a lot of champions that he beat on that resume.
Yeah. No, Paul. You know what? I think that's when everybody started really nitpicking Mayweather's career when he announced himself as TBE. Because when you announce yourself like that, you put a target on your back. When LeBron James, when he won in 2014 against Golden State Warriors and started bragging about he's now the best ever because he won against a 72. He won against Golden State. Then everyone started nitpicking his career and dude, you've lost like 6, 7 NBA championships. You've only won 4. Like blah blah blah, and then all of his. I think that's what happened too with Mayweather. Had Mayweather not done that, and say he's just because it's not you that determines TBE. It's the fans. It's the fans that determines the TBE.
And you know what, Penny? I'm gonna tell you something. When he fought Pacquiao, dude, that was a disgraceful way to just fight Pacquiao. Seriously,
I know
the guy had been already, the more times a fighter fights and, different styles like that, you can kind of get a blueprint to how to beat him.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to fight him like that.
Look at
no, Paul,
Marcus
you know what?
fought him in the pocket the whole time.
Yeah.
Paul,
so, that fight at the MGM, there was about 16,000 people. Majority of the 16,000 people, right, were like high net worth people. Like people who are rich, because that fight, I don't know if you guys remember that fight, the tickets weren't available to the public. That they were just available to like God knows, like people who have connections or people who are rich, right? Those people, right, weren't boxing fans, but they did say, right, a lot of them said at the end, they did say, why is that little guy trying to catch the big guy? Like, why is the big guy running around in the ring? He should be like trying to finish him off.
Look at it like this. Mayweather fought Pacquiao after Pacquiao got knocked out cold by Marquez. Number one. Number two, he looked at it when that fight was supposed to get made 5 years ago, prior to that. And he looked at it like this. Financially, it does not benefit me because this guy can beat me now.
Mm-hmm.
5 years later, 5 years, I don't think he beats me. He fought at the right time. When he saw him get knocked out cold by Marquez, I would have beat Marquez easily. He knocked him out cold. I'm going to make that fight now because I know I'll beat Pacquiao now.
Same with Canelo. He fought Canelo when Canelo was like 22, 21. Canelo probably just graduated from university. Like who knows?
You know what they were saying, Little Penny, that they waited a little bit because according to them, Floyd had been asking to fight him since he was like 18 or 17.
And he was at a catchweight at 152.
Yeah, so when he was like 140 pounds or something like that, because he's been fighting since he was 15, but this guy's been trying to cherry pick him the whole time.
Yeah,
except they were like, "Oh, well, you're not ready right now," so they waited
to them early.
21 or 22.
No, Paul, I was actually at that fight, the Mayweather Canelo. I was at that fight in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
No one thought that Canelo would win, right? Because Canelo was like 23 years old. Like, he was so green.
Right.
Maybe a few Mexican, like, if you, because I was,
I looked at it like this. I didn't think Canelo had a shot because Canelo was undisciplined back then. If you looked at it, Canelo
he was still learning, bro.
Somewhat undisciplined.
He was.
And Mayweather was going to show he was undisciplined because all he was about is a bang guy. Was banging and banging.
I don't know about that.
Hey, bro. The new version would have started hitting them in the arms and all that shit, bro.
But Drew, I reckon that 2 pounds, I reckon that really cost Canelo. I think if that fight was at 154, Canelo would have done a lot better. But in that fight, Canelo didn't throw a punch like I can't remember a fight where Canelo was just like taking punches. He wasn't even throwing punches back.
Yeah.
He was inexperienced. He had the fights there, but
he looked a lot better versus
of a lack of an amateur career.
Trout.
And he's facing a guy with Mayweather's skill set, and how he can and he benefited from facing Mayweather then, because he saw how he was beaten. He saw what he had to do to get better, to improve himself as a fighter in longevity, and look at him now. He's potentially on 70.
Shit, he still did better than Spence, huh? No.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
What, one round, Spence? I saw that one of the. Is it because he got knocked down twice in a round or what?
He got knocked down 4 times.
No, but in a single round, did he get knocked down twice? Because I saw it twice. The 7th round.
The 8th, I think.
He got knocked down 1 round twice.
But that's because Spence was trying to win the fight. He wasn't like.
Yeah, he was
like
trying
Canelo,
to go out on
was
shield
like
on.
back.
Here's the thing,
Canelo
man.
was really like fighting scared in that fight. I don't know why.
Man,
which fight, Little Penny?
The Mayweather fight. I was at that fight. Yeah. Canelo was like gun shy. Like I was thinking, dude, hit him back at least, like just to see that you're there.
Right.
He couldn't do nothing to Mayweather, man. He's
No, Mayweather was too quick, dude. Like
Yeah.
Mayweather was able to counter him.
I don't know why he thought he could even had a chance in that fight. To be honest,
But the thing is, because Mayweather's got all these advantages, experience, and
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
There
Why
was-
not
there
fight
was-
him at
he needs
Look
154?
at it like this.
he
Why
needs
not
to be a
154?
diva about it, right?
I'm gonna tell you
Like,
why that fight was
Catch
made.
weight for your belt, all this other BS.
But here's the thing.
Probably gave him a small ass dressing room, that type of stuff.
No air
That fight
conditioning.
was
No air
made.
Phone
conditioning.
calls at 1 o'clock in the morning.
He
in
gave
the
him
hotel room,
faucet
you know?
water.
I'm gonna tell you something. That fight was made because there was relationships still with Mayweather and Golden Boy Promotion,
Yeah.
and they were benefiting and they were making a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
That's
the
fine.
Dave sure made a hell of a lot of money on that fight.
Yeah. and
Well,
there was
I
logic
do
at-
believe Oscar didn't want Canelo to take that fight.
Damn.
Well,
he just,
no,
yeah.
well, I don't know about that. Here's my thing. There was logic at the time that Mayweather didn't. I mean, he won, but he didn't look the greatest against Cotto, right? I remember that
No,
kind of
he
No,
logic.
no, he did not look that good against
Right.
Cotto.
So then,
Oh,
it,
he
you know, the
will.
theory was that well, hey, look at there's this younger, Canelo. Like, I don't know, there was logic there. Not
But
like
here's the thing.
I don't
I-
think
I
that
picked
version
Mayweather
of
to win.
Canelo would have beat that same version of Cotto though.
Yeah, I don't think Canelo.
He
would
wasn't
beat that
experienced
Canelo
enough to beat
that
him.
version of Cotto.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that one either. I'd have to go back and take a look. How do we get it? Okay, Georgie, what do you think Bud Crawford's ceiling is as far as weight limit goes?
He's gonna be 36, right? I think like in a few months.
38.
Yeah.
No, I thought he was 37.
No,
already.
no, he's 35 right now.
35.
35 now.
Oh, that's not old, bro. He hasn't taken a lot of damage in his career.
No, he has not.
And I don't
it-
think he's a drinker either. So
Dude, no, he said it.
Yeah, he
does
is.
Not,
But
no, he
you know
said
what?
water. No, he says he has never drank. He's never smoked. He's never done.
Crawford?
Yeah.
Never?
On the
Oh,
record,
okay.
he said that.
Wow, that's impressive.
I could
Because I
see
seen him
him
at bars. I
potentially-
guess he's just there to drink soda water and
I
shit.
could see him potentially
Cranberry.
trying to make 160.
Yeah, I think that would be like the furthest, but I think in my eyes, or at least my opinion, I think 154 would be it. I mean, he's like, I was watching the press conference and they were already asking him about 154, and he's like really didn't like give like a direct answer right away. It almost like I was reading comments. It almost sounded
I
like he
mean-
was talking about retiring.
he
Really?
hasn't like they've asked him before. I think in one interview they asked him, he go, listen, would you ever fight Canelo? And he was like, hell no. That's like asking Canelo if he'll fight Kovalev. That was what he said back. Like, so he's not a big fan of fighting outside of his weight class.
Yeah, he was willing to jump up with 154 against Charlo, right? Not too long ago. So
Yeah, but they're
I like
about.
that. I like that.
Yeah,
that's a
I could-
competitive fight.
I don't
would
think Charlo's coming back down to 154 though.
Speaking of
Yeah,
Jermel,
he said he was. He said he was in the.
He
Uh,
said that, but I don't think so, man.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
so either. Too much of a
That's
jump
too high,
down.
high of a jump for a guy that's
Yeah. Correct.
held
He'll
himself to
drop down
154.
160. He'll go down to 160. He won't go back down to 154. It's too stupid of a risk for him to do that.
speaking of Jermel, did you guys see him in the crowd? He looked pissed off. I mean, I can see why. His homie was getting fucked up. He was-
His homie was getting
Not
beat
happy.
up.
Hey,
Well,
yeah, they say that Spence be whooping on both the Charlos in sparring, right? So
Who says that?
a lot of people say that.
Well, here's the thing.
Damn.
Both Charles don't train. Both Charles don't train with Derrick James. One of them trains with Ronnie Shields.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
So, but here's the thing. I don't see Terrence Crawford fighting no more than 5 more times.
Yeah, I think I could potentially see him doing it at 154 a third time. That's
Do you think
I
he
might
beats
go-
Brian Castano?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He beats Brian Castano easy.
Tim Zoo, Castano, Tim
Mendoza?
Zoo.
Mendoza?
Easy.
Yeah, easy. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think he can do a third. I
Easy?
think he can do a third time.
Easy work.
Jesus Ramos.
Ooh,
That's
don't
the
do that.
most
Don't do that.
difficult
shit.
fight at 154. I'm telling you this right now. The most difficult fight at 154 for anybody is Jesus Ramos.
You are right.
Yeah, he's young and strong.
I'm
You
telling
know?
you that right now. He's the guy that's going to be the man at 154.
Yeah. He is big too for 154, so he might not be at 154 for too long. But he was supposed to fight on tonight's card, right? And then he got, I don't know what injury, he got injured or something.
But you know what? If I was PBC, I would have had him move up and fight Estani Law for that WBA belt.
Oh yeah.
Well, Lara is washed up now, man.
He's fighting Danny
Look,
Garcia.
It's
Yeah,
a
he
good
is.
name. It's a
Damn.
good,
Ooh, that's gonna be an
still
all right
is-
fight.
But that fight sell though? Like, man, you would depend on Crawford to bring in the money on that one because nobody wants. Who would pay to see Lara fight? You know,
No,
you have
here's
to
the thing.
bring that to
You want to
Omaha.
have, but you want to give Jesus Ramos some recognition and a name and a belt. Because tell you the truth,
Ramos. I thought you were saying Crawford go fight
No.
Lara.
Oh no.
here's the thing. I don't like if he goes up to 160, it's gonna be for a vacated belt. Because tell you the truth, almost everybody in that fucking division, nobody knows who the fuck they are. Now you're the fucking hardcores know who half these motherfuckers are that are ranked in the top 5 now.
Well, it's still early. I can see why some people might not know about Ramos. I mean, it's early. It's early in his career.
What about
right?
what about a washed up Triple G at 160 versus Bud Crawford?
But
Damn.
we're not gonna put that. We're not gonna do that.
That
I
might
don't
be
know.
that might be
Come
too
on.
much size difference, dude. Like I don't know,
Triple
man.
G still got the jab, huh?
Yeah, and
But
he's
It's a long jab.
and
Spence
the
had a
chin.
jab too.
Very long, very long.
Yeah.
Spence
I'm
had a
not
jab
probably
too.
win with
I'm
just
not
a
trying
jab,
to do
huh?
these fantasy matchups like these
Boom.
other people want to do.
Keep
Tank
popping it.
versus anyway.
Well,
Inoue, Tank Davis. Inoue, Tank
Are you
Davis.
ready for that,
Oh
Drew?
my
Take
God.
Davis and Inoue.
Yo, how about let's do let's do another fantasy fight and we involve somebody's left hand and somebody else.
well, you know
Fucking
what? We might
yeah.
see some crazy fights coming up, brother. There's fights to be made.
Yeah,
I'm
for
telling
sure.
you, dude. And I'm okay with seeing like people jump weight classes, you know. And
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
yeah, dude, let's see it, dude.
Haney Prograde just got made. I like that fight.
October.
Who you got on that?
I got program.
Oh, okay.
I
got
think that
Prograis.
was just it was just a
Prograis.
bad night for Prograde. It was some of the best style a
Matchup.
little bit. But
Well,
I
he's gonna
really
have to
think
knock
Devin
Haney out, bro.
Plus,
I
plus,
think
Drew
Devin
always
Haney-
picks against Devin Haney.
I
Always.
think Devin Haney.
Oh,
He's
Devin Haney's gonna put himself more at risk. In this fight.
and 20 with Devin Haney.
Dude, okay, so if Haney can beat Loma, you don't think he can beat Prograde?
No, because his power won't translate at one
Here's the
It's all
thing,
up to the
man.
judges,
oh
bro.
my.
If he has Steve Reister as a judge, he probably will have that win.
Tim Cheatham.
Prograde might hurt Haney.
Here's
Yeah,
the
I
thing.
think so.
He's not going to go up to 140, and he's going to be a sitting duck because any of these guys can beat him. That's why he avoided the team. If he's going up to 140, of course he's going to go after Prograde because he looked bad in his last fight. He wouldn't go fight Teofimo. Teofimo would knock him out.
That's a good fight, man. Haney.
Oh man. Hey, didn't
Oh.
Teofimo come back and say that he wants to fight Haney?
Of course he did.
Because that other dude wanted his vacated belt or something?
Yeah, he wanted to fight for it.
And
What do you think about
that?
Go ahead, brother.
He ducked the smoke or what?
He ducked the drink too.
The what? Oh,
All right. What do you think about Teofimo Sr. saying that his son could beat Spence or Crawford?
Oh God.
I don't know
so
about
crack.
Crawford, but Spence, anybody can probably beat Spence now, bro.
Nah, I'm sorry. I don't think he beats
At
Spence.
147.
Teofimo
Spence
doesn't
won
beat Spence.
this last fight at 147 for Spence.
Come on, guys. Let's not get carried away now.
Did you guys see that round where Crawford was doing that Teofimo shit? Juking?
What? Was he? I don't know, man.
Yeah, see? Drew knows. That
Yeah,
shit
no,
wins you
man.
rounds, bro.
I think it was a little more than that. It was.
No, he's doing like this.
Nah, but it wins Teofimo rounds, huh? The judges
Oh, yeah.
are like, oh shit, he won that round. He was styling on that other guy.
I'll tell you what, get Sandor Martin in that fight, man. It'll be
Oh
tough.
man, don't even. Didn't I tell
Come
you
on,
we were
Drew.
gonna mention that name? Drew?
Sandor Martin.
He's probably over there in Spain bullfighting, man.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yee-hoo.
All right. Well, we're gonna
Fucking
wrap this
Don
one up.
Flamenco, huh? From Punch Out.
Oh man. Anybody got any final thoughts? Lil Penny, what do you want? Anything you want to say, man?
Oh, I really enjoyed tonight, man. For once, a super fight. Well, for me anyway, lived up to my expectations. I really liked it. Yeah. Now, hopefully, we'll get another one. Canelo versus Jermell Charlo. Hopefully, that will be
Oh
another.
man, there's gonna be
exciting
some drama on that shit, huh?
Yeah, there's gonna have to be.
Damn. I don't know if I'm ready for those.
I
press
just wish they could
conferences.
do 4 episodes of All Access because the All Access for the Spence Bud was only two episodes. For the Jamel and Canelo, I hope it's 4 plus an epilogue.
Have they ever done 4?
Yeah, The heaps of times. They did one for Pacquiao, what's his name, Mosley, and Canelo Mayweather was also 4 episodes.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, good to know. Good to know. Drew, final thoughts, man.
Little Penny, I'm gonna forget you said the first thing.
Which
And
one?
it lived up to the hype. I'm gonna
Oh, I
forget
thought
you
it did.
said
That was
that.
exciting.
I'm gonna forget you said that.
I thought it was exciting in real time.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I was really excited. I
Right.
was like jumping up and down.
I look at it like this, man. Like, does it do anything for other big fights to happen? Because tell you the truth, it can look at it like, should I step up because
Yeah, get exposed, right?
get exposed, or like my legacy, or should I worry about making money and everything?
Yeah.
But I look at it like this, you gotta commend these guys for making the fight
Yes.
happen and everything. PBC, I think it's going to be more of trying to push and say, hey, I don't want you to take this fight.
Yep.
Because those fighters are taking L's from these.
They've been doing that shit anyways, though, Drew.
Yeah, that's what she said. But at the end of the day, man, I think we all gotta acknowledge greatness, because tonight we saw greatness.
Yeah.
We saw the very first man to go undisputed in 2 weight classes. Somebody cemented their legacy and made them a first ballot Hall of Famer and potentially one of the best fighters of his generation, Terrence Bud Crawford. Salute to the man. Aerosexuals, make your excuses. Cry. You can have a picture with a gun hanging out your pocket or something. Feel better. I hope you guys can make some T-shirts and sell them later on, because I think people are gonna want refunds for the other T-shirts.
Oh, strap season.
Oh yeah, I know you can't
Knocking
wear that
on the
shit
door.
no more.
Season, baby.
Yeah, you're right. You can't wear that no more.
Big fish.
Georgie,
Yeah.
any final thoughts, brother?
Yeah, for sure. Just to kind of piggyback off Drew, like with the PBC thing, I think that was Paramount's doing on pushing this, because we know, PBC we're holding a lot of these champions, or a lot of these guys that have these belts hostage, especially at 147. All 3 of those belts were there for the PBC. So like Earl said, on my side of the street, pretty much waited to get the 3rd belt. I feel like it was good timing. Yeah, if this fight would have happened 4 years ago, it was in the middle of a pandemic, right? COVID. I feel like this was a pretty good timing. I'm not disappointed in it. They're both undefeated, both prime. On paper, we expected a 50-50 fight. People were pretty much saying if Spence's game plan goes to according to how he goes, he should be able to, power Crawford. And if Crawford wins, he should be able to out counter. Crawford completely took everything away from Earl, made it a one-sided fight. Again, on paper, like I said, the last 10-15 years, for this caliber of fight, for these guys obviously to be in the top 5 pound for pound before what happens tonight, we really didn't see that. And then for this kind of performance, for him to completely dominate the guy that everybody thought was going to win, or thought that he would dominate Bud Crawford, I'm happy with it. I've been a Bud fan, and of course, I just really didn't know what to expect, what kind of performance Spence was going to do, but I did pick Bud. Like I said, I had Bud winning it by the 9th round, and it just made it all great for me. This win, of course, makes him number 1, I think, pound for pound. It's going to be kind of hard to see who could actually top that. Usyk is fighting Dubois, but Dubois has lost. He's not in the top 10 pound for pound. It is a good fight. It's a pretty well-known name, but I see Crawford being number 1 for a little while, and I could see him getting those 4 bouts at 154.
Georgie. So just quickly, Inoue may be able to clean out 126.
Yeah, he will. Oh, he will.
I want to see him fight against Lara.
Oh yeah, 126. You're right. Yeah, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, 126 is, man, there's some killers at that division.
Yeah, Navarrete,
Warrington. Lara, you got
I don't think he beats
Alberto
Lara.
Lopez.
I don't think he beats Lara. I think Lara
In a
beats
way?
him. Yeah, I think Lara knocks him out.
Oh shit.
Bronco Lara in Las Vegas, though, not in Japan, in Las Vegas. If they fought in Las
Okay.
Vegas, I reckon Lara knocks him out.
Oh wow. Lara just lost, right? Didn't he lose to Wood?
No,
To Lee
two
Wood?
out.
Inoue.
No, he just lost to Lee
doesn't.
Wood. Yeah, he just lost to Lee Wood.
Yeah, but that's because the English British Commission was playing games on how he wanted to lose weight. They did the same thing to Casemiro. the
Casemiro,
Filipino.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
true. But no, I think I could see in a way, getting everything at 122, 126 would be a very challenging division, but I could see him clearing that division out too. Of course,
Or maybe Tapales can do what Morales did to Pacquiao in that first fight, like upset him, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't know too much about Tapales. I would have to sit back and go watch some of his recent fights, but
it's not very good. But he could support Filipinos are like Mexican fighters, man. Like, they'll go in there and try and knock you out at their detriment sometimes.
Hey, what about the news about Conor Ben being cleared? He's cleared of juice again.
Yeah, it just shows you. You know what? They're getting away with everything. Like, boxing is just like a corrupt sport. Like right before us, bro. With the judging, with the clearing of drugs, bro. Like, it's so damn corrupt, bro. Like,
in the fourth round, that doctor came in the ring at Spence and gave him like 30 seconds. What the hell was that?
Right.
True.
There was no reason for that at all. That was bizarre. It shows you the level of corruption. Actually, I'd be curious to see what the scorecards are. Like, there's no way they could have given it to Spence, right? If it was going to go to the cards. But like,
It was a draw. It was a draw.
Yeah. I mean, did you guys see too? Like early on, like they were getting excited when Spence would land a shot, and then and then little by little, like that excitement started to fade because of course Crawford started to dominate. But it just goes to show where Bud was at. He was on someone else's network. So.
But you know what? You know what happened with that doctor? I was like this. Get the fuck in there. Go check. Go the fuck in there. Check on him.
Throw in the damn towel.
Go the fuck in there. Buy some time for him. God damn.
Yeah. Like the Wilder Ortiz fight in their first fight.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
True.
Right. No ball. Any final thoughts, brother?
Nah, I got nothing.
All right. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So I got the scorecards right here. So it looks like, so one of the refs, one of the judges gave Spence the third round, right? And then that's the only controversial thing I see. Otherwise, it looks like they gave everything to Crawford.
Oh, maybe they had a couple sets of scorecards,
just in case,
they're
acceptable ones.
Yeah, in case it's close.
But you kind of what you're saying is that for example, when Pac knocked down Marquez 3 times, instead of scoring it 10-6, they didn't do a 10-7. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But it's funny though. We would have never gotten that great history if it had been scored correctly, right? I mean, so it's funny how those things work out.
Oh, you mean it wouldn't have been a draw? It would have been just a win for Pacquiao,
right? And then they probably wouldn't have revisited the rematch or
Pacquiao won unanimous. Split decision.
I never thought that fight was even close. That first fight.
The first fight was
because the judge scored it 10-7 in the first round, but had he scored it 10-6, Pacquiao would have won by split decision.
I didn't think he won. I didn't think it was a close fight.
You should rewatch it again,
bro. You can't knock down somebody three times and have it not be at least a close fight, bro. That's my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what though?
We scored that
the
fight.
Way it was a draw is because he won most of the other rounds, right? Marquez.
You know what, Chicano? I should have been involved in that, man. Because the three panels that you had, you're all Mexican. You gotta have one Filipino.
I like those fights. We can rewatch them, but
I haven't even done the score
that again.
I'm down.
What the fuck does that have to do with it?
Since Drew doesn't think that Marquez won any rounds.
What the fuck does that have to do with it?
No, because there might be some swing rounds where I'm Mexican. I'll give it to Marquez.
Yeah.
Why don't we put a fucking neck on the fucking panel like myself?
You know why? Because everybody's gonna be on code, bro, and you're gonna be the middleman.
No, I like that.
You guys New Zealand. You're close to the Philippines.
You guys should go back to doing that. Like, maybe rescore like Leonard Duran or something. I don't know.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
Leonard versus Duran.
Hagler?
That wasn't.
I think we did that, didn't we?
No, Leonard versus Duran wasn't controversial though,
What
right?
about Hagler?
Oh, like,
No,
come on.
actually,
We did that one. We did that one.
Some
We
people
did
kind
all
of think it was though.
What
We
about
did them
De La
all.
Hoya?
Yeah.
De La Hoya, oh no, Chavez, Pernell Whitaker.
We did that one. I think
Yeah.
the Mexicans stayed on code on that one because I thought that was a
Hey.
robbery, but nobody else did. That was one of
I
our
thought
first
Pernell
ones.
Whitaker beat Chavez.
But you know what? That one was
What-
back on A-Rod's channel, so we haven't released it.
We-
But you know, when A-Rod shut down the channel, so technically we could go back and do that one again.
Hey, we did De La Hoya Sturm too. That was
Right.
Oh,
And that
thought
was-
De La Hoya
you guys
was-
remember that one?
Yeah, and
I
no
said I
balls
had
acting
De
like
La Hoya
it.
winning because Sturm was a bum.
I thought Stone beat De La Hoya.
yeah, he won. Yeah, Stern won.
Yeah, he definitely won. So I mean, but you know, I have some opinions on the. I need to go back and collectively just show all because Lil Penny, to kind of answer your question, like we've done them all. Like there's some other
yeah.
ones, but we've done all the main notable ones. We've done them all. You know, you could
yeah.
go further. Like it just goes deeper and deeper if you really want to go into it. You know what I mean? But we've done all the notable ones and then some. I just got to compile the
What
list.
about Meldrick Taylor versus Chavez, but say Meldrick Taylor survived the 12th round, like rescore
Yeah.
that.
But
It doesn't
he
have
was
to be-
winning the fight. Meldrick Taylor.
He was.
I think we agree that he was winning the fight, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
he was
you know-
hitting Chavez with hella shots.
Here's the thing. I had two fights that I wanted to be done. I had Ricky White versus Jermaine Taylor. I thought that fight wasn't a draw. I thought Ricky White won the fight. And I thought and Corey Spinks versus Jermaine Taylor. I thought Corey Spinks beat Jermaine Taylor.
Didn't you say Hopkins beat Taylor twice?
Yes, I thought Hopkins beat Taylor both times too. I thought he got robbed both times.
The first fight, I thought Jermaine Taylor won.
Nah, I thought he lost both times.
I got to rewatch that one.
Yeah, I gotta go rewatch that one.
Yeah,
Maybe
same.
we'll do that one for fun. I mean, that one's not controversial, but maybe just for my own curiosity's sake, you know.
But I think the one that a lot of people that this was the fight that before he got beat the fuck up by Pavlik.
Well, you think Kessler beat Calzaghe too, right?
Yeah. But that was a close fight.
No, I thought Kazagi won.
That was a close fight.
Yeah, but I thought Kazagi won the last two rounds
I
to
scored it
win.
for Kessler. I had it 115 and 113 Kessler.
That was the best European fight ever. Like both Europeans. I remember that when I was young, man. That fight was because both of them were undefeated, and I thought, man, like we're gonna have a super fight in Europe, and it was a good fight. It was a good fight. In
It
fact,
did take place in Europe. It take place in Copenhagen.
yeah, which is in Europe.
It's Europe.
Yeah.
All right, go Europe.
Yeah.
Cool, man. All right, hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with us, man. This is the Al Chile crew with Drewski and Lil Penny, man. We are out. Peace out,
motherfucker.
everybody.